This might be a bit dodgy. Oh god. Oh! Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay. That's what happens when you crash. This video is all about the DOF Reality H2 motion platform. I've had this now for over a year. And I've no idea how many hours I've got with this thing. But I know for sure that it's become, oh my god, that wasn't very clever. It's become an absolutely essential part of my flight sim hobby. But what is it like to live with? That's what this video is all about. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and I'll see you after a quick word from our sponsor. This video is proudly sponsored by FS Academy, which produced the very best tutorials for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And indeed, whether you are a professional pilot or just starting out, there's definitely a training package for you. I've done many of them now, and I really do like how they are from real-world pilots and instructors, which give you a very bespoke and very natural way of learning. All the links will be in the description below. I highly recommend that you check them out, and it's why they are sponsoring this video today. So if you haven't seen my first impressions, my first flight in a motion rig using this H2, then I'll leave a link in the description below. But since then, I have been using it every single time I've been flying, and you've probably seen many videos of me using it, because it was absolutely 100% a game changer, and I say that proudly, okay, because that word is overused, admittedly, but this is a game changer. As much as VR was for me, I see that in the same vein. When I think about my first impressions, first experiences in a VR headset, and how they sort of compare to my first experiences with a motion rig, it's very similar. It was a complete eureka moment. It was a light bulb moment. It was, I need this in my life. This has changed the way I think about my hobby forever. With that being said though, this is expensive, although actually it isn't for what you're getting, but anyway, you know, it is an outlay for you. And also, it's a big device with lots of moving parts. How reliable has this been for me? Well, what I'll do is I'll just put some shots in now of some shenanigans through the years in DCS and in MSFS and IL2. And I have really been putting this through its paces. I haven't been, you know, like looking after it that much, to be honest. I just switch the thing on and I use it. I haven't really, you know, calibrated it that many times over the year. I've had it probably once. And quite honestly, this has been probably the most reliable part of my whole flight sim setup. In a year, I get issues with the sim, I get issues with the headset that I'm using, whether it's the Crystal, even the Aero, you know, the Quest, they're all a bit sort of, they have their moments, as you know. I've even had issues with my Velocity 1 rudder pedals. The connector on it failed and I had to get a replacement set of rudder pedals. Just things like that over the year are a pain in the arse. But there's one thing that has been completely 100% reliable, and that is this motion rig. I never thought that would be the case. And it's funny because when Igor from DOF Reality first sort of contacted me, I was really unsure whether to say yes to reviewing this. I nearly said no, and that would have been the worst mistake I've ever made for my flight sim hobby. I was thinking it was going to be a massive faff. I was just, you know, expecting to have to sort of maintain it. I was thinking in my head, like, there's so many things that could go wrong. Maybe I have to switch buttons on in a certain way and like set it up in a certain way every time. It'll need calibrating every time I set it up. Oh, nothing could be further from the truth, guys. This rig, literally, it's a one button press. It fires into life. I've got the Sim Racing Studio software, which is excellent. That's never let me down. And the updates, you know, they come thick and fast, and there's never been any issues with updates. You just fire up that piece of software and turn on the sim, and it works every single time. And that's why I'm making this video today, because this is probably the easiest video I'm going to make all year when it comes to recommendations. I absolutely recommend the H2 without a doubt. It's fantastic. Now, it's not all good news, but it mainly is, if I'm honest. But there is a thing called cogging or stepping, which basically, when it comes to flying GA aircraft like this, when you're turning really carefully, really slowly, even this feels smooth. I'm talking about really, really tiny movements like this. Well, even then it feels smooth. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it today in this. But say if I'm on autopilot, that would be a good example, actually. I'll do that. Hang on a sec. Let me just get the autopilot on. And right, autopilot on. Altitude. Heading. So now we're straight and level, and let's say I just want to turn 10 degrees to the left. Now I can feel a slight sort of stepping effect from the motor. This is something that DOF Reality has never really had complaints about until the flight sim crowd got their hands on it, and that's probably partly my fault, because after my first impressions video they were inundated with DOF Reality H2 orders. And rightly so. This thing is amazing. So for me, considering the price of this thing, I didn't really see that as a massive deal breaker, because to get anything like this with the smoothness of, say, hydraulics, you're talking of tens of thousands of pounds. So I didn't really see it as a massive drawback, but a lot of you did. So DOF Reality are looking into this, and I do have some hardware, a hardware fix, which may really improve that. I haven't tried it yet though, simply because I just don't have the time to, I've got to basically take the motors off and fix like a rod, replace it and everything, which at the moment I'm not really keen on doing, because for me the H2 is good enough. I'm more than happy with this. But it's great to see that Igor is listening to the flight sim community, and there is a fix out there, but it is a hardware fix, because there's only so much you can do in software, really. And that really is the only negative. This is just an amazing device. Like, my man cave is tiny. I don't have a lot of space. And for something that gives me both, pitch, like this. And look, see how smooth it is? It's really quiet as well, by the way. You can't hear this thing moving. I can fly late into the night, and you'll never know I'm in this. And of course, roll. Now you also can obviously have the H3, which provides yaw, but I don't really miss that, but then I haven't really tried it, so I guess if I did have yaw, I'd no doubt love it. But if you look at how it compensates for yaw, in this completely tricks my brain. I know I'm only going side to side, but it doesn't feel like it. I feel like I'm moving a little bit left and right. It's weird. It's very clever. This DOF Reality H2 also is amazing for surge, so you really feel like you're being pushed back with the acceleration. You feel braking forces, you can feel the engine haptics and all the turbulence as well. So when I first got the H2, I didn't comprehend how much it actually simulates. And all of that is configurable in the SRS software application. So if you are wondering, guys, 1 year later, this is still an absolutely amazing addition to your flight sim hobby, without a doubt. And before I finish this video, I just want to give a massive shout out to Mark over at Get Your Game On. His channel is fantastic, and I always forget to mention him, and I really feel bad about that, because he deserves way more subscribers. He deserves 50, 60, 100,000 subscribers, because his knowledge on both VR and everything motion platform is absolutely superb, guys. So I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. Please do check him out. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video today. I'm going to continue flying over Jamaica, and I'm down to do this all day because I just love this setup, VR, motion platforms. It's a match made in heaven, it really is. Take care, folks. Thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now. Whee!